All right. Hi, Mr. Scritchfield. This is Jennifer Diaz, and I saw your message about looking at my Canvas, and I decided that I could do a screencast and show you a little bit about what it looks like. So this is my class page, and I created an info graphic through Pictochart, and so this has hyperlinks out to the different places that the kids want to go. So the kids can click on the mathematics section. And then this is my mathematics page, and it's kind of a work in progress. I was moving stuff over before summer, and my new session isn't open. So this is what it looked like at the end of last year. So you can see where I was starting to put different links, different resources for students that would help them. Some of them are just Khan Academy videos and things like that. This is the math notebook. These are the flipped videos that I've made. And I move them all into one page, although I'm probably going to break them apart as I start to make more because these activities, sometimes there's 3 or 4 different lessons within an activity, and it will get too cumbersome for the students to find things. So I kind of want to reorganize this a little bit, but you can see, like if I click on an activity, right now it hyperlinks out. There were some of these. No, not yet. I was working on putting together their own page and putting their own quizzes in them. These all link directly out. So let's see if I can um, go into, let's see if I can pull it out of where I started working on it this summer. This one's not published yet. Let's see. Mm-mm. So I still have to work in this. Some of the discussions, though, that I did, or some of the assignments, let's see if you can see those. I might need to go back into the previous year. Let me do that. Courses this year. Okay, so hopefully you can see some of the assignments. Okay, so here's some math notes assignments that were done. And so you can see where I'm instructing the students to copy them down. There's a quiz here. This one was done in a form. And it was just very simple, just to spot check them really quick and make sure that they had done it, nothing fancy. And then the quiz was also embedded down in here. So that's an example of one of the assignments that I would post, and then the kids would see and be able to do the assignment, and it shows up in their calendar, which is really nice. Some of the ways that I've been organizing it is through, let's see if I can view all pages. So you can see how I'm trying to organize them. M stands for math, the activity, and then the lesson that goes with that activity. So this one was teaching MAD, mean absolute deviation, and so I used a Khan Academy video for that. Let's see, I'm trying to find a good one with a quiz. Let's see what this one is. Not opening, not published. Let's go back. Let's try this one then. Okay, so part one, watch the first 2 videos to learn about how a balance scale can help you isolate a variable in an equation. So these were there. Then there was a discussion question that they had to answer. So how does this visualization help us to understand how to find the value of an unknown quantity in an equation? So they had to respond to that. And then let's see if I can go back. Part 2, watch the next 2 videos to learn how this applies to solving for an unknown quantity in an algebraic equation. And then discussion questions 2, and then copy these notes in your homework and then take the short quiz. So you can see, the quiz is no longer available, this course has been concluded. So you can kind of see how it's been evolving in my classroom. The first flipped video that I posted was the first one I ever made. And then as the school year went on, I did a few more, hoping to be able to really just expand upon it. And I totally heard your feedback about how the document camera writing under the notes is kind of old school. And it was kind of funny because when I was choosing how to do it, it really was because when I want the kids to copy down their notes, I want them to have the same format as me. I spend a lot of time in the beginning of the year with that format, and I just felt if I did the notes on like a whiteboard app like Explain Everything, that their notes may not be as neat and organized. And so for this particular one with the math notes, because that is the whole point, is to free up my class time. With that 20 minutes we used to spend taking notes slowly, painfully, waiting for everybody to finish. People can't see, oh, go back. And then meanwhile, my advanced learners were really bored because they already knew all this. So the idea was just taking that 20 minutes and moving it at home would allow me in class to work on the lessons in our text and then allow them to work on the practice in class and not have to take that practice home for 20 minutes at home, especially because the way our math book is structured, every problem builds and gets harder and more difficult. And so by the time they would be at home without my help, they'd be working on the most challenging problem. And I want them to be successful, so I want them to be with me and with their math teams when they're working on those kinds of problems. Instead of being at home with parents trying to help them, trying to teach them how they learn to do it, and then maybe ultimately confusing them and then causing me to have to go back and reteach. And I found my parents loved these flipped math videos because they were learning how I was expecting the children to solve the problems in school, and so they were better able to help their kids at home. It worked out really well. So thanks for asking to see my Canvas page. I hope that kind of shows you a little bit more about the online community that I set up for them, and I will see you online. Thank you.